Hello, this is Manesh Patel from Ichimoku Today is September 13th, 2014. This is our global Ichimoku video for all the stock markets in the world, where we'll begin with Europe, transition into Middle East, then to Asia, and then to North and South America. A lot of things have been happening this week, so there's a lot of excitement that's going on. So let's begin. This is our normal statement to this is our normal disclaimer to state this is for education use only. We're not soliciting you to buy or sell any particular instrument. If you do so, you're doing that at your own risk. All the charts you see are basically going to be from eSignal Interactive Data. Here are our contact details here, info@eiicapital.com, or you could call us at any of our office locations here, or you could access our website here, ichimokutrade.com, where we have, you could access our Twitter, blog, multiple time frame email alerts, a lot of free video tutorials and so forth. Also, we listed here our institutional report, where we give you forecasting from the beginning of the year, and then we update it at the middle for all the instruments from currencies to futures to global stock markets and so forth. Okay, let's go straight to eSignal and start looking at, and we're going to start off in Europe as normal. We're going to start off and go to Ireland. Okay, Ireland here. You could see it from Ireland. Let's shrink this down some more here. You could see it was in a bullish trend here. It went for a major pullback. Kind of held the resistance here, which you can't see yet, but there we go, at 59.92. held that support 59.92. Now it's trying to sit there and retest the high. How far it goes to retest the high is going to tell us how strong this bullish momentum still is. Right now it looks very, very strong, and there's a high probability it's going to break the 6750, go to 7,000, and possibly higher than that. So just keep an eye up on Ireland, but that's basically okay. Next is going to be UK, and if you remember from the UK market, this is basically been consolidating. Same thing here. It's hit last week pretty much a major resistance, 68.79, bounced off there. Support for this is 66.52. The question is, will this remain to consolidate? This week's actually going to tell a lot. If it could sit there and maintain a minor support around about 60, I would say, as long as it sits there and keeps on closing on the daily time frame above about 67.80, this will have a high probability of going up. Probably 1 more 2 days, we should be able to tell. So this week really should tell you a lot about the UK market. It's really got to break that resistance. If it does, watch out. This thing's going to keep on going for a while. So this is going to be one to definitely keep an eye on and watch. German market here. You could see it was in a bullish trend and start consolidating here at the top. Wait for a major pullback. The major pullback is not being that big of a pullback, believe it or not. We kind of expected it to get to about 86.04. Really didn't do that. It stopped about 89.28. So this is still very strong bullish. It broke the resistance at 94.83. Go into the next resistance, and then 10,000 is going to be the major one to retest that and see if it's going to keep on going higher. Right now, the probabilities do look high that it's going to, at least by the end of this year, reach 10,000 and possibly break it too before the end of the year. So keep an eye on that one. France, same thing as Germany. And you remember, if we were last year Paris trading, Germany bullish and Paris bearish. However, it's a little different now. Both the German and Paris markets are almost looking very, very similar. So this here is trying to retest the high here. This definitely needs a pullback unless it sits there and takes off with vengeance, which I doubt it. So we're kind of expecting a pullback to about 43.46, and at that point, at that support, we'll have to see what happens there. But this does look like it's got a high probability of retesting 4,600 and possibly breaking it to keep on going higher. Switzerland here, for the last 2 weeks, you could see it broke the resistance here and kind of held it last week too. So this does look like it's trying to sit there and continue to keep on going back up. And you could see it's been an ugly, slow consolidation, upward movement, continuous in this thing, going up, up, up. It really hasn't had a major pullback at all. I know it looks like it from the charts, but really, according to our rules, it hasn't. So this is going to be interesting to see exactly where this keeps on going. But that still has very, very strong momentum to keep on going higher. Iceland here. broke out of the resistance after doing a major pullback here. So this is a bullish trend, major pullback to about right here, which was 381.37. And then sat there and broke the resistance at 387, and now we're kind of waiting to see exactly what's going to happen. This thing should sit there and hold the 387 support level. If it does, it's got a high probability of breaking this through 400 level and keep on going higher. If it breaks here, then we do have a high probability coming down to 364. So keep an eye on that one. Iceland. Sorry, that was Iceland. Baltic. Here, this was a major bullish trend. Decided to pull back, doing the major pullback. During this major pullback, it's a consolidation pattern. And believe it or not, if it breaks this 574 level here, this is going to sit there and possibly reverse to go downwards. This really needs to sit there and start breaking this resistance at 594 and start to go up in order to continue this bullish consolidation pattern. But it's on a verge of really, believe it or not, breaking down. And if you look at the lower time frames are showing you signs of possibly sitting there breaking down too, and you can see that from the daily time frame here. So this does have a high probability of breaking the 574 and possibly going down now. So keep an eye on the Baltic region to pretty much start reversing from that bullish trend that it's had last year. Denmark is opposite. And you can see from Denmark, this is showing you signs of being bullish. It broke the resistance to 749. Kind of want to see what happens in the next 2 weeks. But this really never gone for a major pullback after a very, very long time. And it's continuing its move up. This has been the highlight of the last couple of months for us. And it continues to be for a lot of the Europe region right there. Finland, you can see Finland here is still bullish trending here, consolidating at the top. It still has not gone for a major pullback at all, and you can see it's still consolidating higher as we move forward. Norway here, you can see is bullish trending too. Very similar to Denmark, but Denmark's still a little bit more bullish than Norway here. But this is sitting there bullish. This really hasn't gone for a major pullback. You see the support resistance is there. Belgium here, this is bullish trending. However, it's an ugly bullish trending because it's an ugly consolidation pattern as it slowly keeps on going up. You can see the support resistance as we laid out. Sweden. If you look at Sweden, the same scenario as Belgium and all the other countries over there in that region, and you could kind of see that it's bullish trending, but there's slow bullish trending movements to a point. There's minor consolidation patterns that are occurring throughout this upward move. Still really has not gone for a major pullback. We're kind of waiting to see when it will occur, but really no signs of it right now. Netherlands here, same scenario. This has gone for a major pullback, but that still was not much of a major pullback, so it's retesting the high, has a high probability of breaking that 420 and moving forward. We do expect to see a pullback before it does break that, but we'll have to see in the next couple of months what happens there. But in order for this to continue, believe it or not, it's going to have to sit there and break the 420 level. If it breaks the 420 level, about 430 level. If it breaks the 430 level, then we can see a bullish trend happening. However, if it starts to pull down and, believe it or not, breaks the 400 level, then we do see a possibility of a reversal and more of a major pullback, which is going to come down to 369. So keep an eye on the Netherlands. Spain. If you look at Spain here, this is bullish trending, slowly upward bullish trending. Really has not gone for a major pullback at all, but little consolidation patterns and going up. Greece here, this was bullish trending here, now kind of consolidating at the top for the last couple of months, and you could see it kind of held the support here 1570, and now it's right back at a major resistance at 1767. Whichever one of these it breaks, that's the way it's going to go. If it breaks this resistance, it's going to go to the top of the consolidation pattern. If it sits there and breaks this support, there's high probability this thing's going to start a trend to the downside and possibly come all the way back down to 1,000. So definitely keep an eye on Greece. Portugal, nice bullish trending here. Went for a pullback, except it pulled back too much. It really should have sat there and stopped here at 12,124 to even have a possibility of retesting this high. That's kind of destroyed it. So now it's either going to enter a consolidation pattern or basically a trend reversal. The only way it's going to enter a trend reversal if it breaks its 11,000 to the downside. If it keeps it, holds it, maintains it, then most likely the consolidation pattern bottom is going to be here, and the top of the consolidation pattern will probably be either this 12,124 or this 12,720. One of those two. Italy. If you look at Italy here, bullish trending here, finally went for a major pullback. However, the major pullback was not that great, so it does have a lot of still bullish momentum in this guy, and you could see it with how fast it moved up and got this resistance at 21,463. We're kind of expecting the pullback to happen soon. As soon as that pullback happens, that's going to tell us everything right now, but there is very high probability of it sitting there breaking the 22,145, so definitely keep an eye on Italy. Once you see a major pullback, that'll tell you how strong it's going to be depending on how the pullback level is. Austria here, ugly bullish trending pattern, gone for a major pullback. Pullback do or die support here is 2190. If it breaks that, this is going to enter a consolidation pattern or trend reversal. This thing really needs to sit there and start making a move up. It needs to break 2397 and then the major resistance, which is 2454. If it does, it'll have a high probability of at least come back to 2700, but low in breaking that moving forward due to the consolidation pattern that's happened up to now. Czechoslovakia. Really not doing anything except ranging between 924 and 1036. Hungary, really not doing anything, ranging between 17,935 and 18,780. Poland, excuse me, 23. This is ranging here between 2519 and 2320. Romania, which was a nice bullish trend going upwards, very similar to Netherlands, believe it or not. I think it was Netherlands, no, Denmark, sorry. Very similar to Denmark. This is continuing to go up, nice little bullish trend. Minor support needs to hold to keep on trending upwards, is roughly around the 7,000 level, but this does look like it's trying to get to 7250 and possibly higher too, so only time will tell, but this thing's going with vengeance, and it keeps on pretty much remaining to go up. Slovakia, bullish trending here, pulled back. This is an ugly consolidation pattern here. Major resistance it needs to break to continue to retest to get to the retest the high is 213. Support in order for this thing to break down is going to be 204. There is high probability the support here is going to hold at 204 and it's going to make a move back up here to about 213. So this is going to probably consolidate between 204 and 213 till at least probably the end of this year, unless something extraordinary happens. Russia, which probably most people are anxious to look at. You can see this thing's really doing nothing except consolidating wildly around 29.83 and 33.11. So really no excitement as far as the Russian stock exchange is concerned. South Africa here, and let me shrink this down. Oops, wrong one. South Africa here. You can see in a nice bullish trending here. It's going for its major pullback right now. Major support is basically 9,900. And the question now is what's going to happen at this point. Is it going to continue to come down and retest the support and break it, or is it going to sit there and start making a move to go up? So that's going to be the major question that's coming up now for a lot of people. So we'll have to see what happens. But this is starting to show you some bearish signs here, and you can see from the daily here, this was showing you some bearish signs here. It should have sat there and kind of kept on going down to more. In fact, it hasn't, and the problem is on the daily time frame it got above the support, it broke a resistance, and now the support at 10,170 is being holding. So this thing's really not going to sit there and break down unless it could sit there and break the 9,900 level. If it does, it'll break the consolidation pattern. Otherwise, this is still a upwards, believe it or not, bullish consolidation pattern where it does have a high probability of getting to about 10,600 very soon. Okay. which was that? See if we, okay, so that was that. There's Turkey now. If you look at Turkey here, this is just entering a consolidation pattern, believe it or not. It's trying to break down, hasn't had any luck, then kind of went up. It really doesn't have any luck breaking this resistance at 46.69. So now the support it has to break to go back to the bottom of the consolidation pattern, which is here, is going to be 42.96. Israel here is a nice bullish trend continuing to go up here, and you could see that as a momentum moving up. It's kind of starting to show signs of a consolidation pattern here at the top, but we won't know exactly what will happen until we retest this resistance to 66.63 and kind of see exactly what happens from that point on. Saudi Arabia, which is being one of the hottest markets in the world, you could see it's kind of showing you a little signs of weakness the last 2 weeks, but really, that's really, I mean, considering how big of a huge move it's made in the last 4 months, this is really, really minor. This little consolidation, minor consolidation at the top here. So this may sit there and pull back to probably about, I would say about 11, maybe 10,900 at most. And then at that point, we'll have to see exactly what happens. But this is still very strong bullish because it really hasn't done anything. Dubai, you can see here, nice bullish trend here. Did a pullback. It's not even a major pullback, believe it or not. It's coming here to trying to retest the high. There's high probability here of retesting the high as long as it holds the minor support at 48.03, and then the major one, which is basically 45.71. Abu Dhabi, bullish trending here. Did a pullback. It's a minor one, believe it or not. Support on here is 47.51. Major resistance that this is, which is the top of this little consolidation pattern, this bullish trend here, is 51.73. Bahrain, you could see here, nice bullish trending upward pattern. It's consolidating here now at the top. Major support is going to be around 14.52. Kuwait, this is an ugly chart, believe it or not. Nice little upward trend here, pulled back, held this major support here, 1142, held it. Now it's kind of stuck here at this resistance at 1203. There's high probability it's going to break that and sit there and break this pivot high and keep on going higher. So keep an eye on Kuwait too. Oman, you could see Oman is continuing this nice bullish trend upwards, broke resistance of 74.68. And you can see it looks like it's trying to get to 8,000 by the end of this year, so this will be interesting to see. Qatar, you could see here, this is bullish trending, broke the resistance, and looks like it's continuing on its journey upward movement. So this will be interesting to see what happens with that in the next couple of weeks. Okay, so we go over there. Let's go now to Asia, and then we'll hit North and South America. China here actually broke our resistance level at 23.76, which we really thought it was going to hold. Broke that and got to the next one, which is 24.41. This is a very, very strong one where we believe this is going to be probably the consolidation pattern top here. And you could see that here there's a couple of consolidation pattern tops. It could be here, here, or there, and this one looks like a high probability here. So this is a major resistance here, 24.41. Question is, what's it going to do in the next couple of weeks? Most likely it'll probably pull back to about 23.76, roughly around the area. If it holds that and then continues to sit there and try to retest this 24.41, there will be a high probability of breaking that and get to 26.02. If it doesn't hold the support, it's going to do much more of a pullback to possibly here at 22.47, where it'll continue to consolidate. So this support is going to be very critical to determine if the China market's going to sit there, continue to consolidate, or if it's going to sit there and possibility of breaking out of a major consolidation pattern. Hong Kong, remember this is the one where we'd be in pairs trading, where we're long Hong Kong market and short the China market. You can see it's nice bullish trend upwards. Looks like it's trying to do a minor pullback to about 24.301, which would be interesting to see exactly what happens at that level. Korea here consolidating, hit the top of the consolidation pattern, bounced off that. Now we're sitting there getting to a major support here, which is about 258. If it breaks that, it'll get to the bottom of this consolidation pattern, which is 251. Japan market here, you could see a nice bullish trending here with some consolidation patterns and a lot of volatility in this guy here. The key thing we wanted it to sit there and see and hold was this support here, 1475. It really didn't hold out here, so this is still starting to show some signs of the bullish momentum starting to go and the bearish starting to come in. So this is going to be interesting to see. It did hold the support here, which is around 13,983. However, this, in order to continue bull going up, it should have sat there and hold the support. It didn't. So there's high probability here at this 1474, roughly around that level. It's going to stop and try to possibly go down. As long as it holds that resistance level here, there's high probability it's going to come down to 13,000 or even 12,215, which will be the first major pullback for the Japan market after a while. Malaysia, if you look here, ugly bullish trending pattern upwards, but it's consolidating on the whole trend going up. Singapore market, this is bullish trending here. A little more better than the Malaysian market due to the way the sharp movements up would have been, but this is still an ugly pattern to go upwards, where it's still bullish trending, believe it or not, but it's ugly. Thailand, if you remember Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, and so forth were bullish trends, and then they went for a major pullback, and now they're sitting there. Some of them are starting to retest the high. So here's the levels here. We got to the first resistance level, the last resistance level, which was kind of retesting this high here at 1621. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens at that point. Indonesia, you can see, is stronger than Thailand because it's already retesting the high at 52.38. If it breaks that, it'll sit there and at least get to about 5,500, and then the question will be where it goes. We really haven't marked up anything above that because we're waiting to see what will happen and see if Thailand can sit there and break that resistance level. Indonesia. Oh, sorry, that was Indonesia. I just talked about Thailand here was the one that kind of fell short of hasn't quite sat there and retested this high yet, and still got a couple of resistances there. Indonesia has been the strongest one of Malaysia and Thailand because it's already retesting the high. Philippines. Here you can see Philippines is still weak. It's approaching a resistance level, but that's not for the major high. It's a minor resistance level of 43.72. If it sits there and breaks it, it'll retest the high and possibly stop at that point and enter a consolidation pattern or a trend reversal. Vietnam, really not doing anything except ranging. Bottom of range, which we're marking up as 15,000. Top is going to be basically 20,769. Australia, you could see here slowly moving upwards. It's an ugly consolidation, bullish consolidation pattern, but it's slowly moving upwards to our target roughly around 5,800. New Zealand here, still strong, pushing forward, broke the resistance that we laid out here at 51.88, and looks like it's continuing to try to keep on going up. Let's go to the U.S. markets now, North and South America. You can see the Dow here. Remember, this is the cash indexes, not the futures. Here, major resistance is 17,000, which you can't seem to break. However, it got there very fast, so we're kind of expecting a pullback to about 16,739 at least, and then kind of see if it holds that support and then tries to make a move back to that resistance. If it does, it'll break it. The S&P here, you can see, has broken its resistance in 1990 and basically hit the 2,000 mark, which is a big accomplishment. NASDAQ, which is pretty much leading all the markets compared to the S&P and Dow. Here it looks like it's trying to get to 4,200 by the end of this year at least. So this is continuing to move upwards. So remember, if you're doing any pairs trading, you could basically go along the NASDAQ market and short the Dow. Canada market here, you could see is still bullish trending, nice one. Not a lot of people are talking about the Canada market. I don't know why, because it's a nice upward movement here, and it looks very similar to the NASDAQ market, believe it or not. So this is one to definitely keep an eye on and watch. Mexico here, still flirting around this resistance at 46,000, still has not broken it. If it does, next level will be 48,221. This is still has a high probability of sitting there going up as long as it maintains exactly where it's at right now. It's got to sit there and start making a move upwards now. If it doesn't, it's going to have a high probability of sitting there pulling back to some major support levels. Argentina, this is very similar to Saudi Arabia, except this thing is still going. Would be surprised if this thing hits 12,000 very, very fast. This is going up with a vengeance. Doesn't even look like it's sitting there hesitating at all. And you could see it from the last 4 weeks, 5 weeks, that it just went up after a minor upward consolidation pattern. But this is still very, very strong. Santiago, Chile here hit a major resistance which we marked up, which is 4,069. Hit it and basically bounced off there. Now the question is what's going to happen at 39.63 level. If it breaks that support, this thing is got a high probability of at least getting down to 36.72, or if not, start retesting the 3400 by the end of this year and maybe going into next year. So this will be a very, very interesting test to see exactly what happens now for the Santiago, Chile market. But the daily still looks very strong bullish, but you've gotten below the Cajun Sim, which is not good at all. So this is starting to show signs of weakness for the bullish market. Brazil, a lot of people are talking about this. This got to a resistance level of 60,574. Bleeped a little above it, but not quite to our next level here. And then basically went down below it, broke a support, and looks like it's trying to get to its next next two supports. 53,882 is a major support. If it breaks that, this thing's going to sit there and have a high probability coming here and maybe even sit there and start breaking out to start a bearish trend to the downside. Okay, that is it for this week. Hope everyone enjoyed it. Here are our contact details again, and see you guys in the next 2 weeks.